Welcome back to DEKA FIT World Championships 2024. My name is Jason Dupree. This is the final event of the day. Coming up is the male team relay for the DEKA Strong. I'm by myself at the moment, but I know we've got Luke Halterman is going to come back. He's busy hanging out on the podium after his age group third place win. So he'll be coming back to join us there. Actually, hanging out on, well, he's not on the podium right at the moment, but that is coming up. Before, while we're waiting, let's look back because we didn't have the women's results at the time. They weren't filling out. So let's take a look at that. This was the, well, apologies for the, let's see if we can get the text here going correctly. As you can see, though, Tara Jackson, I'm not as good as his name as Luke is. Jackson is short in first place, 10:06. This was the women's team's top 10. And the DEKA FIT, or DEKA Strong, DEKA Strong Teams World Championships. And we are about 7 minutes away before they call up the men. And another few minutes after that, before the race starts. Jackson is short in first place. Golovakina and Mendez in second, and Citadino and Zamora in third. That was the women. We just watched the team co-ed, where we had Amber Tate and Kevin Gregory with a pretty dominating finish there. And then Grant and Tate, Zach Tate that is, Amber Tate's husband, and Brown and Racine in with a very, very close finish, as you can see there, tenths of a second apart from each other. Exciting finish. We're going to have a lot of these replays that we've shown throughout the event, these recaps. We're going to hopefully put those together and put those out on social media coming soon here as well. We've got a camera out on course watching some of the age groups finish up here. Some co-ed teams here. Looks like in the upper age groups. Now for the seed time, well, not the seed times necessarily, but for the year, the top times of the year for the men's strong teams. Caleb Yates and Lalo Contreras with the top time of 8:27. Again, remember, keep in mind that these times are set at a gym, not on an official course like this. So do we see Luke Halterman joining me here now?
I am back.
Do we see, how was your time on the podium?
Oh, it was fantastic, and I enjoyed every moment. I yelled out a huge yeehaw. I'm surprised you didn't hear it, of course. Losing to fellow Texans ourselves, so I'm very proud of I'm proud of ourselves. I've never had a red baton. I've never finished third in the team aspect. I've always won or second.
Here, show us that baton.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll take it. Listen, it's the only color I don't have. I'm just trying to collect them all. So, oh boy, there he is right there. I could just feel him breathing on me.
Caleb, you ready to rock, man? Is he racing?
Yeah, oh yeah. They're the world record holders.
So he is racing with them. That's what we were just
with,
looking at.
with Lalo. Yeah. So, all right. So we have the top times coming into this at an 8:27. Lalo Contreras and Caleb Yates. It is a legit 8:27, folks. I was there. Kevin Gregory and Mike Racine, who we just saw podium a couple races, they're not going to be the ones teaming up, though, because Kevin Gregory is going to team up with AJ Golick, the man he won the world championships with last year, which is only 2 seconds slower than Mike Racine. I believe we have Jeremy Bettis and Brandon Bonine. I'm going to pull up the list, Jason, that you created. That's what's been helping me all weekend. I appreciate you.
That list actually thanks to a combination team of Robin from DEKA
Great.
and Will Hicks from the owner of the OCR Report, the owner and creator of the OCR Report. Thank you to them.
Shout out to Will Hicks. Yes, I keep apologizing doing that because obviously, Jason, I coordinate most things with you and communicate with you.
Yeah, he doesn't come out to quite as many events as I do, but he is behind the scenes doing so much stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Will Hicks for sure.
If there is a graphic on our Instagram page, more than likely it's him.
Okay, good to know. Everybody show Mr. Hicks some love. Show Jason Dupree some love. Show all the rabbits some love.
We wouldn't be out here if he hadn't started the OCR Report. You know, he just decided there's a lot of media out there, but it covers a lot of stuff. It covers a lot of just regular folks and just anybody, but nothing was really focusing on just the sport.
Exactly.
And that's what he wanted to create with the OCR Report.
He has done a tremendous job, of course. So I couldn't be more grateful, and I'm sure everyone at home couldn't be more grateful as well. We take a list. I see Kevin Gregory's name just thrown up on the screen as per usual. What's new in a team setting when it involves a male?
And AJ on there.
And AJ's up there
3
as well
times?
too. Absolutely. So you could tell that these gentlemen rotate players quite often, which is honestly a very smart thing to do, because if you qualify with that person and say another one got injured, or if another one got sick, or if another one's teaming up with another, at least you have that backup, because look how close and congested these times are because of that. And so it's a good card to have. It's very smart, and I plan to do that all 2025. I'm going to team up with multiple people to have all the opportunities. May even team up with my wife, and if we qualify, she laughs, and I know you can probably hear that. That's how loud her laugh was. But hey, I didn't say I was going to compete or go to Worlds with you, babe. Calm down. But there's a few. Obviously, it's a lot of pure underdog names up there, along with Lalo and Caleb there on top. But there are other competitors competing with very impressive times. I'm sure low 9-minute times coming into this. We have Jared Black, who we just saw on the course with Brittany Holterman, competing with Tim Ovidal, who finished 4th at the men's elite DEKA Strong earlier today.
Oh, wow.
He was right behind Bubbles going into that burpee pit. He was the one lone man on the other side of Colin on the left side. So that might be a very impressive team to watch out for. Of course, you got Brandon Bonine and Jeremy Bettis. They're Bold Fitness down in San Antonio. They always host and hold impressive times as well. They did a great job in the mile last night.
No Daniel, though, right? He's been running ruck all weekend, right?
Daniel Hickman, yeah, no, that was just for the fit the one time.
Okay.
Then we got, of course, AJ Golick and Kevin Gregory. We have a David Ramirez and Jesus Lugo. Excited to see how they do. I'm not familiar with those names. Connor Bell and Jamie Goodman, another team that competed at the DEKA World Strongs last year. Also competed in the DEKA Mile last night. Maybe didn't have the performance they were wanting, but nonetheless, here they are. In this one, then you have
We just saw Caleb Yates on the left there. Was that his teammate next to him?
Lalo is, yeah. Here, I'll wait till it pans
We just saw him.
Lalo's tatted up. He usually has his hair up.
In the bun that he was over here talking with us earlier.
Correct. That's Lalo.
Yep, that was him next to him.
Absolutely. We have a Carl Wise and Jeff Bunter.
There we go.
And a Dylan. Yeah, there's Lalo and Caleb right there on screen. And then a Dylan Phillips and Will Shoemaker. Will Shoemaker, I believe, raced the DEKA Fit.
Those are 2 big men.
Against myself, yes. This is your world record holders right here, guys. Not not just your top qualifiers, but your world record holders, again, in a gym setting. So your gym world record holders. It was a very ideal setup. I will say that.
Was it one you put on?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and I made sure everything was as close as possible. Again, this is what you do to try to qualify for Worlds. So the question is, AJ and Kevin, again, are the team to beat. To be the champs, you got to beat the champs. Can Caleb and Lalo come away with the victory? The best time in the world going against the best team in the world.
What do Caleb and Lalo like to? Where do they like to trade off? Where's their strengths?
Yeah, the strategy was Lalo doing all the lunges, Caleb and them switching the rower, Caleb doing all the box overs, Lalo doing all the setups. I believe they're switching every 100 meters on the ski. Lalo the entire farmer carry, Caleb the entire bike, Lalo the entire over the shoulder, switching every one on the sled, and then I believe they like to do a 686 burpee rep count.
I would think you had that written down somewhere.
It might have been the strategy that we kind of all accumulated and came up with. And to be honest, it is a bubble strategy as well, too. So that just tells you how many times I just do this, isn't it, man? I feel like I know everything just like in the back of my hand at this point. I can close my eyes.
They look like they're about to get ready to do a 3-legged race there.
Yeah. Throw in oh, yeah, Zach Tate. Yeah, I forgot Zach Tate is competing. He's not on the list, but Zach Tate and Brian Neely, I believe, are teaming up. So Zach Tate, we just saw get second place at the co-ed.
Yeah, there's only 8 on this list here. Do we see?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see as big as a group that
15.
we have. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see 15 because I think a lot of the men teams decided to go age group route. But this is the official last race of the DEKA World Championships. There is no more after this. Here you got the female teams, the older female teams, I believe 120.
Is this the final age group?
Yeah, I think this is maybe 100 through 119 or maybe 120 plus accumulative age females. They're hammering this bike. They're looking great. These ladies get to use 20-pound over the shoulders, 20-pound farmer carries opposed to the 40. A little bit of grace they get, or I don't know. Yeah, they're flying. Don't let their age fool you. Yeah, they're using the 20-pound med ball or dead ball right there. Anybody over 65 gets the grace of going down in weight. So if you are a gentleman over 65 years old, you go down to the female weight. So instead of doing like 55-pound reverse lunges, you do 33. Instead of doing 44, you do 22 on the burpees, yada, yada. And then as you, if you're a female 65 and older, you get to go down to the kid division weight. I believe except for the burpees. The burpees is still 22. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Grayson Kilgore didn't look like he's racing with that shirt on. He'd probably be without a shirt if he was going to be racing.
Yeah, Grayson's not doing any male. I think he went all in with Katie and individual, which is
understandable.
Man, 9 races is a lot. 9. I don't think it's ever been done. I don't think one competitor has done all 9 on the elite level. Maybe it's been done age group, but it can be done as far as doing it. Can it be done as far as doing well in all of them? That's the question, and I don't think that's true. So there's Connor Bell and Jamie Goodman. Expect them to be much more efficient on the DEKA Strong layout opposed to the DEKA Mile, considering no runs are involved. They are definitely going to wait till these ladies probably finish out.
Last race of the day. Might as well give them a clean course. Let all the spectators be out there for them.
Well, and then it's going to be a sub-9 victory, even in this layout. I guess let's talk about that.
Earlier, you said you didn't think that they would beat the co-ed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, what was that time? 9:02? 9:04? I changed my mind, Jason.
9:07.
I changed my mind. We're going sub-9. Let's get crazy, people.
Sub-9.
Let's get crazy. I am ready there has been a lot of doubt behind Caleb Yates and Lalo Contreras with their time because it just wasn't filmed in its entirety, which next year, I mean, we'll do it. I mean, if that's what people want, we will start doing it, and that's completely fine. And I couldn't agree more. I think if you qualify from an elite level, I do think there needs to be some sort of footage. A lot. I don't want to undermine anybody. There's Underdog's team right there representing well. There's Bold Fitness from Joe. Awesome looking crowd getting ready for this last heat. But you just never know. Integrity does come into play, and it does come into effect with all these times, right? I mean,
sure.
anyone could really just take a whole minute off their time and not even blink at it. And when you come to Worlds, you can see, oh, that team doesn't belong there, right? So, that's why I think the gym world records are very scrutinized. It should be its own thing in comparison to what people would do on a standardized course such as this. So, but Lalo and Caleb are legit people, and Lalo has been training really hard. This is a face that not too many people are familiar with. He holds a lot in his wears his heart on his sleeve. He lost his brother. I would say recently, I believe. He posts a lot about it, and I believe his brother was murdered. It's definitely a tragic story. I would love to learn more from Lalo and really dive into his relationship with his brother. And I think he performs at a high end with that motivation of for his love for his brother. So
you see a lot of
he's a good
tragic
guy.
things in people's lives really drive them to do some
Absolutely.
really amazing things.
And he's a great guy, and I couldn't wish more for him. And of course, Caleb, I'm very biased. He's a good friend. I guess my best friend. So, of course, Caleb needs a world title. He's over there sitting down. He doesn't even want to listen to the rules right now. He's honestly probably jamming out to music. But Caleb is the guy that hates losing more than he likes winning. And his ego needs a world title. And there he is right there. And I'm rooting for him. I really am. I hope Caleb brings it. Don't yawn. Oh, my God. You're looking bad now. I'm over here talking him up. He's yawning. But this is what he does. I've seen him break the world record of the acid bath, which is a combination of 500-meter ski, 500-meter rower, 1,000-meter biker. Even a faster time than the top CrossFit guy who just retired. So Caleb's output and potential is very much there on the high end. So let's see if they can pull it off. But, of course, the champs over there by the air bike, Kevin Gregory and AJ Golick. AJ Golick looking just as big as these gentlemen around him. Just as strong. Mama Golick's been feeding them well. Brian Neely and Zach Tate, another team. Brian Neely, I don't think, has been competing at all today, so he's fresh coming into this, but he is a strong runner. There is no running involved. So, and then Connor Bell and Jamie Goodman obviously being very fresh themselves. Dave Claxton, one more go on going over the rules. It's the last time he has to talk about it. I'm sure he's beyond thrilled doing so. I'm excited to get an interview with Dave. I'm excited to sit down and talk to him about this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know a couple of the controversy stuff. I want to know where the gray areas lie. I want to know if he feels like this weekend was successful in that.
And this year, kind of late into the year, with him coming on officially as their head official.
Right. This is still recent. I mean, this is not a all-year thing. And, DEKA gets scrutinized quite a bit. There's always
every race
something.
Does.
Yeah, true.
And it's not just DEKA. It's not just Spartan. Every race gets their people shouting out about all the little things.
Sure.
But it does. Everybody's working to make those things better. Always.
Right.
Nobody's saying, "Oh, well, we just don't care." Everybody's working hard. Always.
Exactly. I mean, even in pro sports, you see it all the time.
Absolutely.
Des caught it, right? Did he? I don't know, but I mean, the record books will show he did not, in fact, catch it. So, or at least the outcome was he did not catch it.
You see, like the way that instant replays have changed pro sports over the years, and how they're constantly changing. Like, when can you get an instant replay, and how can they look at it? How long can they look at it? Like, even DEKA's trying to figure that out too. Like, do we accept that kind of? You know, do we accept video? Do we accept our own video or other people's video?
Could you imagine in the middle of a DEKA Strong, someone just throws a red flag down going, he didn't do his burpees right, and everyone has to stop, and you have to go back to the booth and then back to resuming? Oh, talk about people being pissed. That would be something else, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
If you had a red flag you could throw out. I don't like how he looked.
The sheer amount of technology that goes into just having live coverage of a pro football event, and that's in an arena. You know, we're in an arena here, obviously out on the trails of OCR. That is completely different.
Right.
Here, it's a little more similar, but the amount of stuff that they put into that, and on top of that, to be able to integrate the replays and have the booth where the referees can look at the thing on the field, like all the stuff that goes into that is just insane.
It is, and there's so much work that goes behind it. Everyone is doing what they can to make this sport better. So
we are officially past the start time that they set out.
They're waiting for a completely clean course.
Yep, the last few age group teams are wrapping up at the burpees as we speak.
All right, so there is not going to be – all men might be on one side. Do they move the pylon over, actually? Or will there be just enough teams to have on one side? Because wouldn't that just be awkward if you're one team on the other side?
I feel like that happened last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there. Yeah, we don't know for sure if we've got 10 teams or not. We know we've got at least 9, right? Because we saw all these people plus one more for sure.
Yeah, I think there's 9 teams. So that would be cool. That have everyone on one side. That's right. Shout out to Lalo. Absolutely. Representing Arkansas. There's Brandon Bonine. Some love for Carl and Jeff from South Dakota. Wow, okay. Man, so from New Hampshire, South Dakota, Canada, Italy, there's Brian Neely right there.
Thank you all for tuning in. Love seeing everybody watching from afar.
Absolutely. Man, everywhere. Spain, Luxembourg. I'm hoping to see way more faces in different countries represented. So, Bold Fitness in San Antonio, or Waller, Texas, excuse me. Just right outside of
Waller.
San Antonio.
San Antonio area, huh?
Or I guess more outside of Houston, actually, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it's in between. But every time I'm down there in Houston, Waller's not too far out. Bundrick and Carl, Jeff and Carl. Yep, there's some love for Zach Tate, I'm assuming. Him and Brian Neely. All right, we got a lot of people tuning in for this last race. People at home, again, all 4 races that we have covered today, in the podium position at some point, there have been tenths of a second separating a position. So believe me when I say that this race will in fact finish in a very exciting format. I'm hoping it's tenths of a seconds as well. I really hope it ends in a good high note for everyone at home. I'm sure these competitors would love to be on cruise control when they go into their burpees. But I don't hope that.
We want that exciting finish.
I do.
We want these guys pushing their hearts out.
Absolutely. This has been the most exciting DEKA event day ever.
We had some pretty exciting stuff last year too, but man, today has been amazing.
And it's in their own stories, right? But this is just unheard of. I mean, all races finishing that close. I don't think we've had that yet. So, and all clean too. I mean, I heard Caleb Yates got no reps a couple times in that co-ed. He is very notorious for bending his elbows slightly. So I really hope he extends a little bit more on this one. This is going to be it, guys. Let's go. With less competitors, there might be a little bit more separation that we might see in comparison to maybe 15 teams. But I think these teams are just close enough in times to where we may see a very exciting finish. So there's Lalo and Caleb Yates on the far left.
You only see 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. 7 teams. Okay. We're finishing strong with 7 teams, guys. That's okay.
Yep, they're all on this
easier
side.
to keep our eyes on, that's for sure. So Caleb and Lalo there on the far left. Kevin and AJ, the world champs from last year. They're in the second lane. Brian Neely, Zach Tate in the third lane. Podium finishers in their previous races with Jamie Goodman, Connor Bell to their right, Jared Black and Tim Ovidal in the fifth lane. Not sure who's in the sixth lane, unfortunately. Maybe Carl Wise and Jeff Bundrick, I'm assuming, because there was a shout-out. And then Jeremy Bettis and Brandon Bonine in that far right lane. All right, guys, they're getting in position. I think this is it. Last race of the weekend. All eyes on them. Not a single soul doing anything else right now. Here we go. Antonio about to send them off.
Toes over the line, gentlemen. Put them behind the line. This is for the World Championship. Only 10 zones stand between you and the championship right here. Racers, take them on!
Yeah. Mark Montano, been the DJ and setting them off all weekend, and here we go. And they're off. Same thing as before. There is not going to be any switch. Oh, Jamie Goodman letting go of the ram there. Cost a couple seconds there. We'll see if that doesn't hinder the thing. Great reps from Lalo. Great reps from Brandon right there. Brian Neely, awesome. Kevin Gregory taking the lunges. Okay, I like it. AJ starting the rower. They will do the entire 30. Not surprised.
Kevin out first.
Kevin out first with AJ, the champs. I will say, though, these teams will switch off on the rower. I guarantee it. What you save in your legs by only going maybe 250 or 300 reps is well worth it with that slight 2-second, 3-second transition. Already 100 meters in. Caleb Yates. Lalo has to hold down the rower there. AJ just as strong of a performer on the ergs as most of these men as well, too.
You switch off with Bubbles.
As much as we know with Bubbles, yeah. AJ is a great guy on that machine as well. A lot of switches off. I'm not sure if Jeremy Bettis and Brandon might. A 119. Unbelievable. It is the last race. Go for it. Send it.
Leave it all out there.
119. Unbelievable. What is Caleb doing over there?
Hold it down.
Hold that. That is a bucking Bronco right there. All right, so Caleb and Lalo switching off as well, too, as expected. Probably about 250. Kevin
435, 444.
Wow, great shot right there from Jacob. Shout out. Great shot. All right, Zach Tate, Brian Neely. All right, the champs are off first. Oh, and here comes Zach Tate and Carl Wise and Bundrick as well. And there goes Caleb. Oh, look at. All right, here we go. Oh, Caleb is flying on these boxes. Oh, exciting stuff, guys. Get ready.
Everybody getting in position?
Yep, everyone's getting in position. Let's see. They do some foot taps. Okay. AJ taking it in, and I think it's Jeff and Carl right there in second, along with Lalo and Caleb. Yancey correcting Lalo on his setups. Not sure if any no reps were implemented at all, or just making sure, of course, just letting everyone know, hey, get to your feet, get to your feet. Oh, Man, these guys are flying. Oh, look at that. Switch up. We got Carl and Jeff taking over first. For the person that did say shout out to Carl and Jeff, just confirm with me if that is in fact Carl and Jeff, because I am very known to say the wrong names to the wrong people if I'm not too familiar with it. All right, this is where the race becomes a race. All the annoying first things are out of the way. We're 5 stations in to the transitions with the ski erg come into effect. This is where maybe a podium, this is where first place can pull away just slightly. You want that lead going into the farmer carries. You want that lead going into the bike. You have to be the first team on the bike. You have to. That will definitely determine the position. Rolling a 130 right now. Yep. Man, you got to go faster than that, Bubbles. I was doing a 130. All right, there's a switch off with AJ. There's Lalo right next to him. All right, this is where Lalo, 135 though. AJ throwing it down. 136. All right, getting ready for transition. Do we already have a team off?
Somebody's out.
Is that Carl and Jeff? Oh, we need a camera over there.
Here we go.
Yeah, Carl and Jeff. Again, that's who I'm assuming. Wow, unbelievable. Absolutely flying on that ski erg. Oh, can the other teams make up the time for it? The bike is where it is. Let's see. Brandon Bonine taking wide strides there. Smart decision. Jamie Goodman about to get on the bike. Caleb Yates, Kevin about to get on the bike. Here we go. I think they got one more. They're just right behind. I believe that's Jeff. Carl might be the one on the bike. Here they go.
AJ dropped this. Wait.
Oh, Lalo's one whole link behind. Here we go. Kevin on the bike. Oh, we need eyes on the bike. Here we go. Carl's killing it. Or Jeff. Oh, they're switching. Okay. Does Kevin make his move right here? Let's go, fellas. For doing that. And there it is.
Wow.
There it is. Kevin again making his move, and they're right there. Carl and Jeff. Can Caleb make up that time on the bike? They're the only two. There we go. There's Lalo starting over the shoulders. Oh, along with Jamie Goodman and Connor Bell. Oh, man.
I can't keep up with who to watch.
There's so much. There's so much going on. Carl and Jeff absolutely flying. They very well could. Oh, and they move back into first. Oh, this is the battle.
Right behind them.
Oh, look at it. Oh, my God. He is flying. He is. Who are these men? They're not from this planet. Kevin, let's see if he's got any more in the tank. Let's see if AJ can catch up. There's Jamie Goodman. That might be their first. Oh,
Caleb just started.
Yeah. Here comes Jared Black and Tim Obadal as well. Let's see if Caleb and Lalo can make some ground up on the sled. Oh,
Caleb's looking strong on that pullback.
Ooh, AJ and Kevin, not a very smooth transition, but man, Jeff and Carl absolutely destroying that tank. I think, let's see how they are on the burpees. Quick transitions. Oh, this is something else, folks, something else. They're each on their third, or I don't know if Carl and Jeff on their fourth. Caleb is now finishing his third. They're catching up to Bubbles. Okay, they're only a half a push length behind Bubbles, but get up to second.
Pulling the wheels off the ground.
Oh my God, that guy is an animal. And here they go.
All together.
They got a tag. Oh, that was their 5th. I'm sorry. I thought that was their 4th. Here we go. It's a burpee off. It's a burp. Oh, AJ is flying. Clean burpees. You got Yancey over there for AJ and Kevin. You got Dave over there for the other team. AJ is absolutely. Here comes Connor Bell. And Jamie Goodman. Can Connor come away with 3rd? Can he catch up to him? Oh, get ready, folks. Get ready. We're about to see a photo finish. Can AJ and Kevin repeat as world champs? Or does Carl and Jeff claim victory today? They're coming down to the last reps. The cadence is so much faster with AJ, and there it is. AJ and Kevin Gregory. Unbelievable. Great second place. Again, assuming that's Carl Wise and Jeff Bundrick based off the person earlier who said go.
Who's got 3rd?
It's the only team I'm not familiar with. Who's got 3rd, though? Connor Bell came into that. Oh, with Jamie Goodman. Wow. Wow, congratulations, Jamie Goodman and Connor Bell for getting 3rd. Who's finishing out 4th and 5th? It seems like now that podium's out, it seems like these guys are going on cruise control. There's Jared Black, Tim Ovidal, along with Caleb Yates and Lalo Contreras, rounding out top 5. Zach Tate and Brian Neely finishing strong. I'm sure Zach Tate, the box queen himself, is just absolutely demolished from all his efforts this weekend, along with Brian Neely. Battling against Brandon Bonine and Jeremy Bettis. Congrats to them. Wow. Another great finish. What a way to look at the carnage. The absolute carnage. I don't think they worked hard enough. Wow. These two gentlemen right here. I never got the confirmation, but wow, did they give Kevin and AJ a run for their money. Yet again, not a cakewalk win whatsoever. They dug deep. Their burpees were just that much faster. AJ kicked it in high gear on the burpees. Unbelievable performance. Kevin, I think with 3 world titles this weekend, but a first ever back-to-back men's DEKA Mile and DEKA Strong. He can still reign on those. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Not the performance I'm sure Lalo and Caleb were wanting. Caleb did just compete about an hour ago, but I mean, so did these gentlemen. So did Zach. But everyone recovers differently, so man, what a race. What a race. And what a weekend.
What a weekend.
Oh, man. You know, I got to start throwing out who, like, the male MVP and the female MVP of the DEKA Fit weekends are, you know? And, man, I'd say from a female standpoint, it's hard to argue that it's not Tara Jackson going 4 for 4.
Was there only 6 teams? We counted 7.
No, there were 7. I don't think Zach Tate and Brian Neely were listed. I think they had an opportunity of jumping in because I think Yancey just said, why not? So
where did they?
They were before Brandon Bonine and Bettis. Yeah, because Contreras and Yates on there twice, so that
was 6th.
I think they got 6, yeah, and I think Brandon Bonine and Jeremy Bettis rounded up the competition there at the end. So, man, there's Katie Duke and Grayson Kilgore representing Idaho. Had a phenomenal weekend for those two competitors. And here we go. Here's our list, our top So, well,
You're saying
7
with
competitors.
the other two at 6th place.
Correct, yeah, which I believe that is Zach Tate and Brian Neely in 6th place. But that is, in fact, Carl Wise and Jeff Bundrick, 2nd place, only 7 seconds behind, along with Connor Bell and Jamie Goodman. Strong DEKA team getting that podium. And Jared Black, Tim Ovidal, which, again, Tim Ovidal had a fantastic individual time in the elite. Probably even surprised himself potentially. They had a great showing today. And Caleb Yates and Lalo Contreras with a top 5 finish. Congrats to them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, male MVP, I don't know.
Dude, how fast AJ was doing those burpees.
Yeah.
Even though I saw Yancey look like he was telling him to get straighter, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But look at his burpees right here.
He might have just been reminding people. I think what Yancey does a lot is just say, stand tall, get up. Those are.
I mean, can you get
look
any
at that
straighter?
lockout. Look at that lockout.
I want to see that again.
That's a phenomenal lockout, AJ. The Golick lockout. We're going to call that the Golick standard. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
That is such a clean burpee.
You don't get straighter than that.
Look at that. Look at his knees even locked out.
Holy cow.
Does this man have all his joints are just hyperextended? Fantastic.
Here we go with the finish.
There's the finish.
Kevin's
sticking just in case. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him for doing that. You never know.
This might be my favorite part right here with AJ.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, AJ. Definitely well deserved. Let's get it.
Freeze frame.
With the Ryan Kent fist pump right there, baby. Let's go. You know, I think AJ actually did that same thing last year when they finished. AJ is a hype man for sure. And their 2nd place finish, you could tell they are hurting, those two gentlemen. But they came out guns blazing, and there's Connor Bell. And Jamie seemed surprised. It almost was like Connor was like, let's go. Jamie's like, okay. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. What an exciting day, man. That was.
These boys. Congratulations.
I am pumped. I want to celebrate with them.
We looked at those top times. I didn't even pay attention to what the time was.
Yeah, we have the times up. Was in
what
fact
did you say?
faster. I did say sub 9, and that's exactly what they got.
Holy cow, by 2 seconds.
Even 2nd place went under 9:07. So
oh man,
I did call it. And AJ and Kevin kicked it in high gear. Oh man. Awesome.
Well done, boys.
Yes, shout out Rabbits, Jacob,
killed it.
Mike. Fantastic job today. I think
Jacob Snow and his wife Cheryl Snow, did she get 3 age group podiums?
Oh, there's Noel over there.
Did Cheryl get 3 age group podiums this weekend? Just 2? 3 last year, right?
No big deal. Just 2 world podiums. No big deal.
Oh man,
I'll have to think about.
Noel Medina, did you shout that boy out? You out there rabbiting for us as well?
That's right. I'll have to think about my male MVP. I think it's easy to give it to Bubbles, but I don't know. Like Jared Newby gets some recognition for the ruck. The age groupers get some recognition if someone triple crowns, you know. But I feel like I got to keep it with elite because of what we've been covering.
You talked about Caleb hating losing more than he likes winning.
Yeah, he's going to be very upset about this. He is. I know him very well. Lalo's going to be very upset about this too.
What do you think he would say as far as like where he could have done better?
I couldn't say it. You'd have to censor me out. Yeah. No. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know. You know, I don't know if when they broke the world record a few months ago, he did Battle Bunker. Lalo's been training for High Rocks. You know, I don't know if they're in peak form right now. You know, they talked a big game, in which they should. They very much could. Colin Stiefer actually said that best. If a race was done 10 times, what would be the same? It wouldn't be the same outcome every time. And I couldn't agree more. And that honestly would be the same for the team settings. I think at some point there would be a switch up with a victory or two, or at least let alone a podium pick, right?
You always want your best on the day, but you never know.
Yeah, it's very true. I just I don't know. I can just tell you right now, they're not going to be happy with this performance. So, but sure enough, they're competitors. They'll be back out there. I know they won't shy away from it. Now's the question, though. This is the question I want to know, Jason. Kevin flew in not too long ago, teamed up with Caleb, threw down a phenomenal time. They talked about how they're going to team up for 2025.
Oh, wow.
But does Kevin do that to AJ? Or does he go for a three-peat with AJ? Does he need to switch out AJ with Caleb? I mean,
does AJ want a third title, you think?
Oh, yeah. Who would? I mean, come on.
Maybe he's tired of it.
Collect them while you can. You got Kevin as your teammate.
Absolutely.
I just, Kevin has always said, I'm just going to roll with my best opportunity I got to win, because Kevin wants to win. So if, in fact, it happens to be Caleb, I do see Kevin teaming up with Caleb, which I don't think AJ will have any hard feelings towards that. They're obviously very close and good friends. AJ will just find another tough competitor and still maybe go for that three-peat just with a different competitor. So next year might be a pretty exciting setup.
Obviously, we want to get some interviews here.
Yes.
We want to talk to Dave and Yancey as well.
Right.
Let's go ahead and watch the replay of the race while we're waiting for that. Absolutely.
So here's the men's start. A smaller field than the female and the co-ed that we saw earlier, but still made for a very exciting race. AJ and Kevin taking it out hot first. AJ is very quick with those technical movements. But Carl Wise and Jeff Bundrick
were all together there.
Man, did they bring it today. Right there, going first in the skier. Kevin giving a little look over there to the left, saying, who's with me? Seeing Carl already on there. Or Jeff. I guess I'll have to learn this after a while.
Seeing him stand there to look at the time, look at the dial to make sure he was good to tag.
Right.
Look at the slip there, AJ.
Yeah.
But still pulled it out.
But still held on to it. Kevin with yet another phenomenal bike time. I'm not sure of the split. I was just so caught up in the moment. But Carl and Jeff traded on the bike, which clearly still paid off because they got podiums. So, and there's AJ right there making a move on that and got a few reps in before Carl came in. Or actually, excuse me, maybe only one or two because
it came out ahead.
Look at that power move right there. That first sled push and pull was phenomenal. And here comes AJ. Grayson Kilgore being the judge, a man with standards and stats. Carl and Jeff just couldn't hold it off with the burpees, unfortunately.
I just couldn't believe how fast AJ was going with that lockout.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you're just like, did he lock out? And then you pause for him. Yeah, absolutely he did. Clean, absolutely clean. Wow, phenomenal job. And there's Jamie Goodman and Connor Bell getting third place. Connor with a nice slide in the home plate. Awesome.
What a weekend.
Yes, a fun weekend.
Thank you so much for being here, man.
Of course,
oh, my goodness.
always.
You and Xander
I wouldn't want to miss it.
Killed it.
I wouldn't want to miss this, man.
So proud to have you guys. Like, the fact that we couldn't have Dave. Last year we got to swap out with you, Xander, not Xander because he wasn't there.
Right, Tara.
Jack and Dave and a little bit of Tara, too.
Yeah, that was
the fact that
was
we
fun.
didn't, Jack was racing and Dave was doing his refereeing. So
right.
You and Xander just took it home and just killed every race.
This was awesome, and I love doing it in person.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, it's one thing to sit at home and obviously be comfortable and
shouting inside these headsets is
it's so much better. This is because I want to be in the atmosphere, and even though we can't personally see and watch because all of the spectators lined up in front of us, man, you just watch on the monitor and it's
you can hear it all in the background
you can hear
too.
It. Exactly. It's almost like we are in it, So we could feel the energy. And
I mean, they could just set us up in the middle. That'd be pretty cool too.
Could you imagine if we're just set up right in the middle? Or honestly, just put us higher up on the pedestal. So,
yeah, a big platform.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so we got second place team coming in. All right. Oh, here you go, boss. Show the muscles, man. Come on. All right. I have with me our second place 2024 Elite Male DEKA Strong Team Champions. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Carl Wise and Jeff Bundrick. Who is who?
Carl.
Carl Wise. Okay. That is maybe one thing I did get mixed up, but someone did have a shout out at the beginning of the start line. I apologize because I'm not too familiar with the faces, of course. As the sport grows, we get to introduce more people, and you guys, wow, put on a hell of a show. Definitely showcasing your strengths and your abilities on the ski erg and definitely the sled. I felt like you needed more weight to hold that thing down for you. So, do we feel accomplished for getting second? Obviously the goal would be winning. Talk me through it. Are we happy with the performance today?
I would say happy, not satisfied.
Okay, sure.
Because, we wanted to be at the top of the podium, especially coming in fresh. This was our only event.
Right.
So people like Kevin Gregory, who have done half a dozen or more events through the weekend, obviously he is very well conditioned.
Yes.
We have some great, very high endurance athletes out here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to show that, being able to go strong through this final event, which really requires a lot of power endurance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're going about as hard as you can.
Yeah, redlining the entire race.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm really happy for this to be our first world or national competition together.
Yeah.
And to finish second place against some really great athletes. But hungry to do better in the future.
Very respectful athletes in this field. I mean, you guys, have we competed before?
Not on the national stage together.
Okay. What have we competed for together?
Just local DEKA Strong.
Okay, so nothing age group
times.
related. You weren't at Worlds last year or like national stage. I just meant elite wise. Definitely your first elite race, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay.
Carl has a history in powerlifting.
And it looks it, yeah.
And professional baseball.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, that was going to be my next question. What is our backgrounds on everything, and where do we reside?
Yeah, so I guess background. Well, I still live in South Dakota.
South Dakota, that's right.
I moved there from Charleston.
Okay, great.
Yeah, background professional baseball. I played a little bit with the Blue Jays, and then
awesome, man.
Yeah, strength and conditioning coach, power lifted. I run a little bit, and Jeff is the one that introduced me to DEKA, and we were both out in South Dakota. So
yeah, awesome. Is there a particular gym that you guys train at together? Do you own a gym? Is that?
Well, we don't own anything. We haven't trained together in 6 months. Last time I saw him was in August. He's military, and I worked at the Air Force Base. So
gotcha.
That was our time of training.
There you go. Nice. Caleb Bates is prior Air Force as well too. So awesome. Well, you would have me fooled that if you guys haven't trained together in 6 months because man, y'all look very coordinated. Did we stick to the game plan throughout the entirety of the race, or did you feel like you had to call an audible at any time because you were right there with AJ and Kevin the entire race?
Yeah, at the end I had to call an audible because my legs were pretty shot after the tank. I do feel like we went out hotter than usual.
Sure.
Even though we talked through the strategy, I especially was going really hard because I figured if we're going to be in the race, we can't let there be any significant separation between us and Kevin or any of the other athletes out there, any of the other teams. So I was a little hotter, especially on the ski erg, than usual.
Yeah.
And that may have punished me a little bit.
Sure.
Going into the bike in the tank.
Well, because you guys were in the lead going into the farmer carry, and I have always told the people at home and everyone who's watching this stuff, when you go against Kevin, pretty quick, they're going to be called up. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, like 20 seconds if we need to be. Yeah. I'm going to get an interview with you too as well, too, Yancey. But going against Kevin, you need that separation going into the bike because that man himself can do 12 to 15 seconds alone on the bike, which is very impressive. So in future races, I'm sure you guys obviously pushing that out hot, I think, is mandatory to go against the world champs because they are the prior world champs, right? So, but guys, I'll finish it quick with you just because you're about to get, of course, your podium and your well-deserved second place finishes. Will we see more of you two?
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming from South Korea, which is where I'm currently stationed.
Okay.
But
you traveled all the way from South Korea from here. Wow.
But I will be back in the States.
Okay.
Finally, I just have to give praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm nothing without him.
There you go.
And secondly, I would not be here if it wasn't for Carl Wise. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Carl, congratulations. Jeff, congratulations, guys. They had to round them up for the podium.
Those boys got to go stand on the podium.
Yeah, they are really rushing. I mean, the cleanup crew, I'm sure they're very tight on schedule on a lot of things. So
I think we'll be able to get Dave said a couple minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, I mean, we can get Lalo and Caleb in here. They want to talk about their race performance. Yeah, I figured as much. I figured.
Mike, you want to come tell us about your experience rabbiting?
Don't be camera shy. The man of many steps this weekend, Mike Garcia right there.
Well, if Caleb don't want to check, you want to see if Lalo wants to chat?
Yeah, Lalo, you want to have a quick interview?
Caleb
said, or whoever. Yeah. Well, before
Caleb
we
said
wait
no,
for
but
Dave
you might
Claxton.
be able to pull him in.
Yeah, just talk race overview. Doesn't have to be anything too in depth.
Wow, this is loud.
Yes, it's very. But it's nice though. I kind of like it.
Scoot that way.
So we got a lot of big bodies in here. Well, fellas, I'm sitting next to, of course, Lalo and Caleb. Obviously not the finish you guys are wanting, and we have been talking for a couple months, obviously, in regards to all this and what to expect. You guys still are the world record holders, of course. Talk me through it. I know we're disappointed, but at the same time, maybe what went wrong? Was there a moment where strategy just didn't come into play? Did we have to switch up a couple things? What happened out there?
My sit-ups weren't up to standard.
So were we no reps?
I was no rep.
Okay, all right.
I had about 5 reps were no reps that were thrown
wow.
at me. So
Okay.
So
that can obviously push it back a little bit. So we're playing catch up at that point, right?
At that point, we're playing catch up, and it's just.
And what was it about the setups? Were you just not coming to your feet?
I guess I wasn't coming to my feet.
Okay.
So I thought as long as the ball went close to my feet, right in between my legs, and that was a good rep. But that was on me.
Okay.
That was on me.
Yeah, no worries. Now
that's where practice makes perfect comes into play.
Yeah,
this is only our second time ever running into it.
Yeah.
So I can't correct him on things. He's only working by himself.
Sure.
So.
And Lalo, you're new to the sport, man. I mean, you are definitely a fresh face to it. You're getting more onto the elite level aspect of competition, so you're getting more of a taste of what that means. And obviously, you can see that all eyes were on you, so they're going to be very critical as far as form, and which I think is great for the sport, though. We need to be critical on form and standards and stuff. So in a way, it's good to be no rep and corrected, and I know you'll bounce back from this. So But I would also say too, I don't think those 5 reps, it might have put you guys behind.
Let's say 2 seconds per rep. That's 10 seconds behind.
Yeah.
That's also true too. So
because that was right off the sit-ups, and then after that. It's the ski erg, and then by then you have a team maybe 100 meters already ahead of you. So
right.
You're literally just trying to crank it out,
right?
Just trying to play catch up.
That's true, and I would imagine you're exerting yourself just a little bit more in the process doing so. Yeah. Now, was there any moment that just because even if that happened, was there a moment? Oh, we still got this. We can still get into it.
When we got into the tank, I was like, we're a heavier team. We could probably catch up on the tank, and
right.
then something about the second pull, I just felt it in my legs. I was like, I just don't have it in me. I had nothing left to pull. Like, I couldn't run backwards with it like I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
That came down to just conditioning.
Yeah.
I ran the co-ed prior to that one, and I didn't tell him this before we started, but I felt like garbage.
Yeah.
Right before the race started, I was like, I have a tingly feeling, and I was
sure.
like, something's off. But Practice makes perfect. We'll come back and solidify a spot where we
Yeah,
need to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
go ahead.
because I mean, the world record's nice and everything, but at the end of the day, you want to come here and win this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like,
yeah,
I don't want to feel like this again.
sure.
This is not happening again this year. Like,
I love
next
it.
year at all.
I love it. Well, fellas, I know you guys will bounce back from it. Plenty of road shows we'll be hosting for you guys to obviously still qualify or whatever that may be in the future and stuff of what it holds. And I imagine we're going to see you guys on the world playing field, obviously in the future. So
yeah, we're coming back.
I love it. I love it. Lalo, Caleb, congratulations nonetheless. Still a top 5 finish. So, I mean, that's something to be proud of, I guess. You know, again, it wasn't first or even podium, but you guys are still elite animals. Don't let that discourage you. So, yeah, for sure. For sure. Great job, Lalo.
Appreciate
Good
it.
job, bud.
Dave's going to be coming back in just a moment.
Okay, there's a little crackling. Huh? There's a little crackling. I'm not sure which one, though.
A little crackling?
Yeah,
You hear it now?
I do not.
I don't hear it either.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make
Dave's
sure.
coming.
Yeah. Surely they weren't eating like Rice Krispies while I was talking to them or anything. So. Oh. Yeah, I think it's that one, Jason. I did just hear it actually. Yeah. All right, Dave.
It's okay.
The man of the weekend.
I'm back, baby.
Our head judge, Dave Claxon, a gentleman that I had an honor of calling a lot of races with last year.
I miss it.
Oh, but did you enjoy this more though?
Enjoy it. Yeah, it's totally type 2 fun though, right? That's for sure.
Your voice sounds exactly the same from last year that I remember.
It does. The guys at work have come to know this as my Monday voice.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
it's just Dave's Monday voice. That's
now
what it
do
is.
we take Monday off because this
No,
weekend?
heck no, man. I just get lazy at work.
I think you've earned it, man. I think you've earned it.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I definitely wanted to interview you, and I wanted to wait, obviously, till everything was said and done.
Yeah.
How do we feel this weekend went when it came to judging?
I think that, I mean, obviously it's not perfect. We're not perfect. If we got to perfection, well, here's the thing. I mean, I've said it tons of times. The moment I attain perfection, I'll expect it from everybody else.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not
Good way
perfect.
of saying it.
However, I think that I'm not overstepping my bounds and saying it was a massive improvement over last year.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I mean, others will judge that over me.
I personally agree with that.
It's their turn to judge me, not my turn to judge them on that one.
Right.
So I do believe that we were a lot better. I think that if you watch the videos, which you did, which, by the way, I haven't seen yet. I'm sure they're fantastic.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And the best part is there probably was a lot of pictures of me, so that's really good.
Yes.
But I think that you'll see if you watch last year and this year that we're talking night and day.
This is a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Your presence in making sure that all these athletes are up to standard on everything, and Yancey being right there, you know, because last year we could probably argue to say that we felt like Yancey was the one running around with a headless chicken, making sure all these judges knew, but now he has you doing that for him, so he can monitor one half, you can monitor the other, and it seemed like you guys were taking over the top 2 positions, top 3 for the most part, making sure that these referees and judges were holding them up to standard. And I honestly thought this weekend went really well in it. And there were, in fact, tons of no reps.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that. I love it. And I said it to Xander at the beginning. Will we see no reps this weekend? And I'm glad we did, because I want everyone at home to know that you are to hold to the standard going into 2025.
100%.
And we can always, like you said, perfection. We can always argue if a rep or two was in fact. We can always go back, but it doesn't matter. It's what's done is done now. But it was a huge improvement, all thanks to your presence on that, Dave. So.
I mean, thank you. Like but I can't take all that credit.
You're
for sure.
too humble, yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, and I mean, I'll throw it out right now that my wife was an incredible help.
Well, good. Yeah,
you know,
so
she's an incredible help out there.
She was out there throwing it out there.
And I will give Yancey straight out credit for this. If one thing alone, he's obviously great out on the floor and whatnot. He's got all the other things he's got to handle. But the fact of the matter is, this is Yancey's baby.
Right.
And in a way, he turned over some of the reins to me.
Yeah.
And gave me carte blanche. This is your world. You make these calls. And when you're dealing with something that you've built, that you've put your heart and soul into, to turn that over to somebody else to make decision for, that's not easy.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I mean, you just think how hard it is to let somebody babysit your kid. and then
But
maybe that's a bad metaphor. You really should be careful about who babysits your kids.
You should probably take care of
You
your
should
whole
probably make sure.
But you're not wrong. But at the same time, I think it's vital for the sport, for the growth. And every sport has standards. You have to live by those standards. Everything is going to be a judgment call when it comes to it, which I wanted to bring up for the DEKA Fit.
Yep.
A lot of controversy, obviously, with the
yeah.
Megiddo and Powell situation.
Yep.
You guys definitely had a little powwow.
Oh,
we were
a little.
Yeah, we were over here, obviously. Well, I was dying, of course, recovering from the Derek.
How long did you guys have to stall?
Oh, as far as talking and
Yeah,
stuff?
like 2 hours of stalling?
Oh, we just caught up in life, talked about things.
All
So, but I didn't have ears on that.
Yep.
What was that conversation like? You obviously had the binder of the rule book.
Yep.
And was there upset athletes, and you just talk me through it?
Well, not everybody wins, so there's always an upset athlete.
Right, of course. But
right, yeah. Now,
everyone
when
seemed
I say
in good spirits
there was
afterwards.
an upset athlete, there was also very classy athletes.
Okay, good.
All right,
Yeah.
so everybody handled themselves with a lot of dignity, class, and for lack of a better term, gentlemanly.
Good.
Right.
Okay.
Sportsmanship. And I mean, I'll tell you straight up the entire process of it. What happened was Dave Megiddo and Jay Muscart crossed the line first.
Right.
And then the other two gentlemen were right behind them. Were right. In fact, the first gentleman crossed with Dave.
Right.
And then
right.
the next one literally touching him.
Yeah.
Right behind him.
Right.
So.
Oh, get on ahead.
Hold on. We got some fluid and cords.
Oh no.
All right. Well, we'll see if we get electrocuted.
Oh, who did that?
All right. Clean up in aisle 7. All right.
That's a no rep right there, Dave.
Yeah,
that's a no rep. First of all, I love your shirt.
Thank you.
I love your shirt. We've been seeing it all day. F around and find out.
Yeah,
and they definitely F'd around and found out, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it online, but
But this honestly, I have had so many people like, can I buy one? Can I make one? Do you make one with an American flag?
Yeah, I love it. We're gonna trademark this, bud.
Yeah,
I love
the
it.
thing is, the thing with it, I'll be straight. I made them. They're pirated. I made them. Oh Jesus, Yancey's here. No, I made them for the 4 judges at our local event at our affiliate, and then they obviously kind of caught on. So maybe we'll make some for charity or something like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Like that.
I love it. Well, Yancey, we're covering basically how we felt that the judging has improved over the years, and Dave said it best. If people are expecting him to be perfect, he respects that, or he expects that in return.
The moment I attain perfection, I'll expect it from everybody else.
Exactly.
You haven't actually said it to me, but I like that.
Yeah,
Did he show everybody the back of his shirt?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
it's been on the screen.
Yeah,
a lot.
we've been seeing it all weekend,
okay.
so it's fantastic. How do you feel that the standard in the judging has improved over the years?
This has been the greatest addition to our. I call it you're my this.
Yeah.
This guy has been the greatest addition to our team. Just a freaking servant leader, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
believe it.
serving the whole team. But I'm telling you, I leveled up my game because I wanted to be up to his standard, and we were way better this year than we were last. We were better last year than the year before. I feel like we leveled up more. They were all legit, but we probably gave out hundreds of no reps, if not more than that.
Yeah,
it just
which is
and they
great.
were all and I can promise you we missed some.
Yeah, sure.
But
sure.
it was we had a lot more people that wanted to live up to Dave's standard, and
Right.
that's how. I mean, even when he's not around, I was like, listen, we got to live up to Dave's standard.
Yeah.
This is where it needs to be. Several moments when he came in, it's like, listen, as your head referee, this is the call that we're going to make.
Right.
Several situations that weren't necessarily a no rep, but it wasn't perfect, but I felt really good. I think the difference was if I had a nickel for every time somebody, individuals or teams or coaches, gym affiliate owners came up and said, guys, the standards went to a new level this time, and we felt really good about it.
Right.
We got
Right.
I got my left butt cheek chewed off a few times, but I left here bleeding every night. So did Dave, but it was good. And
I will say, since you have made that move of making Dave the head ref for DEKA, people are implying these standards way more now. And I'm not sure as to why people are now considering and holding up to the standards. And and people are finding that gray area. But it does seem like this power move that we're making for this, people are respecting it more. And I think now people can respect DEKA more in the process, which I think is very important for the growth of the sport, because this year has been the most successful year for DEKA as far as all the affiliates. I mean, I've done my most road shows because so many people are saying, Luke, give me a road show. I want to do DEKA. Yeah. What's DEKA? The amount of people I brought this sport into. So and now it's growing, of course, more over to Europe and everything as well, too. So
you teed that up really nice for the call out. 33 road shows from this rock star this
That's
year.
right. That's
33
right.
all
Trying to beat
Texas.
Nelson. I'm going for 60 in 2025. So, Nelson, watch out, bud. Shout out to Nelson as well, too. But other than that, I mean, Dave, so obviously not 100% perfect. Nothing ever will be.
No.
But this year, what a hell of an improvement, guys. And this was the most exciting DEKA World Championships to date. Yeah. Talk about those races today, right?
What's happening, I was just talking to a couple of gym owners over there, their affiliates. There wasn't a single wave where you just had somebody run off with it.
Right, no.
Age groupers, elites, it did not matter. Every elite heat was super tight. I mean, Dave was down here starting this one. There was a wave. I can't remember if it was 65, 79, or 70 plus. And
those guys are giving it.
The top three were within seconds of each other, and it felt like an elite heat to me.
Yeah,
as a judge down here. I'm telling you right now, he's my MVP, right? Because he came on. Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. We'll go a little deep here for a second. We as event companies, it doesn't matter from the NFL down to the brand new one that started their event yesterday, and everybody in between. What 90% of people are going to do from the the armchair quarterbacks from the couch is they're going to they're going to sit back and they will complain. But every now and then you get people that they will reach out to you behind the scenes. It's happening right now in various event companies. Mm-hmm. If it's High Rocks or anybody, I love them all. If anybody's getting somebody off the couch and get people moving, we freaking love what you're doing. And I speak for all of them, and they would say exactly what he's saying is correct. You have select people that are freaking salt of the earth people that will reach out to you behind the scenes. You won't see them complain on social media.
Right.
They're like, listen, guys, you're doing great, but these 4 or 5 things you need to clean up. And they're like, here's some recommendations. And they break the ice in a way where you're like, it kind of starts out like, whoa. I like the way that call went.
Right.
And then the second call is like, wait a second, they talk to the team. We should possibly consider a way to get him on the team. And the third call is like, he's got to be on the team or she's got to be on the team.
Right.
And you find yourself like leveling up because people like, here's the thing, man. Are you the type of person that people light up when you walk in the room? That's this guy. That's what he does for us. Like you like having him on the team and his wife, Rye. I said, I got to find a way to get you on the payroll, Rye.
Absolutely.
We got Dave on the payroll, but she came and donated her freaking time. And it was like,
she killed it too. She really did.
It was like Dave number 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
She told me beforehand when we walked in here, I think on Friday, she goes, I'm not going to be afraid to no-rep somebody. And I love that attitude.
I guarantee you she's more strict than I am.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah. My wife was the same way when she said volunteer. She goes, I won't be afraid to tell anybody no rep. And I'm like, good, we need you more out there. So, Yancey, this is your baby. This is your thing. As far as the growth of the sport, where's the direction still for DEKA?
Well, I love day one, DEKA Fit, but the reason why I probably cried 15 times on Saturday and Sunday is because I'm giving hugs to gym members, gym coaches, general managers, fitness directors, and gym owners. And in some cases, people that just live in their community, that those gym members put their coaching hat on and invited friends, family, coworkers, neighbors to come in. Mm-hmm. You can't qualify for day 2 or 3 unless you go to a gym affiliate event. That's how you qualify.
Right.
And to see, I could name 6 or 7 people. Let's take the DEKA Strong, where 4 years ago, back in 2020, they were doing it in 35, 40 minutes.
Right.
World Championships was on the radar, and they raced at World Championships today. You saw a little bit of that last year, but more of that now. So people that are twice the athlete that they used to be.
Right.
And in some cases, you're training for life. But for so many new people, this is their sport. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, and I'll speak for Jared, it's like we always knew.
Cogswell, that is.
Cogswell, yeah. He was day 2. He was on the team. I was like, dude, I need your help, and
Mm-hmm.
he jumped in. And I said, one weekend of the year, we're going to celebrate what we call the DEKA Cyborgs. And this is our opportunity to celebrate DEKA Cyborgs. But our big events, this is a big event, but our true big events happen every Saturday, 10, 20, 30, 40 times a weekend across this country and the world. The Brits held over 100 events this year in Great Britain. Ireland was here. So many countries. Australia was here, and various Mexico,
Canada. Yeah.
And So that's those
Well said.
those big
Yeah.
those are our big events where 50
Well
to
said.
100 people come and earn their marks. So.
Yeah, this is again. This is why I call this weekend the WrestleMania Fitness, because we crown 30 individuals, 18 teams, 3 days in a row. You get prior athletes who may have not been able to compete when they were in their early 20s, former collegiates. Now they're in their 50s and 60s, and they're like, hey, I got something I can strive for now, and I can train again. You have 10 and 13-year-olds who are looking up to their mom and their dads, and they can finally step into something, and they're very decorative in their own way, and they are the future of this sport to keep it growing as a brand. So this is the weekend, man, of celebrating. But well said on your end as far as everything else. Dave, you also competed.
Yeah, man.
How did you do? Let's give you a shout out on how you did.
Before we do that, I want to go back to one thing just because you did ask, and then we started talking chance.
Sure.
I don't want to be the guy who does not address the question. I don't want to.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. We're talking about the Magida and Powell situation.
Essentially, there was much back and forth, much in discussion, and everything like that. But eventually, the decision, and the reason I made the decision I did, was because the rule book states in the event of a photo finish, DEKA/Spartan approved video can be used,
which is
the
OCR report.
OCR report
Okay.
can be used to determine the winners via who crossed the line first. In this case, it can overrule chip time.
Okay.
So that being in the rule book,
right?
Dave and Jay crossed the line first, clearly,
right?
And that's how
and that's
we
just
go.
how it
And
was.
that's just
Sure.
how it was. And
Sure.
not everybody's gonna be happy because not everybody wins.
Yeah, sure.
So, but that said, and I do go back and say that the guys handled themselves with nothing but class and dignity.
Powell seemed to be in good spirits afterwards.
Oh,
Dude, the Spaniards love them to death, dude.
They are doing some of the coolest events. Like
I believe
love
it.
watching.
On grass
I wish
doing theirs,
I wish they had more
Or
live
turf.
streams because like bigger live streams. 'Cause
Yeah.
their events are awesome.
Yeah, you have Preston over there representing for the span helping out, right?
Yes,
So,
that's where his wife is from.
Yep.
The one key thing to piggyback on what Dave said is like, a 10, 20, 30-minute event where somebody gets out, there's a quarter to a half a second variation off the start line. What you don't want to have happen because of that, because that gets washed out super fast. You don't ever want to be in a situation where you take away the magic of that finish.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Where
Right.
if it's a 10-second race, it's a different story. But this is that was magical. The diving for the finish, and you're going back to the video. And we did not have a single elite or team. I mean, my gosh, the team event today was both.
Yeah,
remarkable. The first two team events were within a second.
Yeah.
Well, the women's elite,
individuals,
the women's elite, and the men's elite today, the solos.
We had to do the same thing with Brooklyn and Tara that we did with Magida and.
So did you look back on the feed as well too?
No, it
was,
it was to the naked eye. It was not clear, but the video showed.
Again, growing in the sport to be able to have that playback, right? That's phenomenal, and I'm glad we were, Jason and Will Hicks are able to provide that for you guys and everything to do that. In some cases we need it, such as this weekend is something we needed just to clarify. And like you said, not everyone's going to be happy because not everybody wins, but it is what it is, and that's how all sports are. So, Dave, are we the head referee from here on out?
It depends how much money they have. No. And by the way, I was third in the age group fit relay. With my partner Juan Carlos. We went out there.
Congratulations.
We held on. We did great.
Congratulations.
Could never have done it. That guy carried me. It was unbelievable. So,
the infamous flannel
we had the
pants
plaid,
and stuff.
Put on the plaid and race, baby.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. That's
this
awesome.
is a good time for me to put Joe under some pressure. Joe, we're going to get Rye on the payroll.
Yeah.
I
like
making things that fit.
She's even more expensive to me.
I'm going to be bending over backwards to make that happen.
Your pocket says it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, gentlemen, I had to get y'all on and just talk about everything. The most exciting thing about DEKA is you continue to grow as a sport. You continue to accommodate to other various form of athletes, such as now introducing the DEKA Ultra, which is something back in 2020, I told Yancey, because I'm a marathon runner, I was like, man, we got to do an ultra where we do like 31 miles of this. Not quite 31, but hey, it takes 3 hours nonetheless. And then, of course, now the DEKA Atlas for very strong athletes, very heavy weight as well. Watch for Dave on that for next year. Is that something that we see get mixed into World Championships next year?
So for year two, number one, we're going to have 5 ultras, which is going to be a day 2 event where we have a Saturday DEKA Fit, Sunday DEKA Fit Ultra. It was one time.
Right.
The first one was the DEKA FIT
Yeah.
Ultra World Cup in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I loved it. I loved
We will
every
have
bit of it.
Austin will be the 5th one, and will be the Ultra World Cup.
So it'll be its own singular event on that.
And on that note, trying to think, I may get killed for this one. I can't remember when we were going to, but so
Yeah, say whatever you're allowed to.
I'll beg your forgiveness later. January 1, gym events are going to be able to start bolting on DEKA Atlas.
Great.
You'll see
Exciting,
DEKA Atlas hit the calendars February 22nd.
Okay.
You'll see some gyms in the first quarter, second quarter that already have events scheduled. You'll see it bolting on a couple hours for DEKA Atlas. You'll see standalone DEKA Atlas.
I love it.
And
I have a lot of people asking me about that.
I will hold off on saying one magical thing that's coming,
Sure.
but the Atlas and the Ultra, we'll call them the bookends, will play a very key role. DEKA Atlas and DEKA FIT Ultra, because you got your endurance crowd, you got your strength crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. A different, various, form of athletes, and I love it. And I love that the sport continues to grow. Of course, continuing the DEKA Fits, the DEKA Miles, the DEKA Strongs throughout the year. And fellas, I'm just excited what 2025 is going to bring.
Yeah.
This was a very successful year, at least in my opinion, it was. And I hope that 2025 and continues to be more magical and more celebrating fitness more than ever, guys. So,
yeah, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we are failing forward every friggin' day in life, in sport, everything we do, in marriages and raising our kids, everything we do in life, we're failing forward. We fall flat on our face many times with DEKA, but for the past 4.5 years, what has happened? Yeah.
Did it die?
Well,
okay, we keep going. Okay, sorry.
What has happened is strong contingency of people have they've seen the same vision that, oh my gosh, the struggles and all the stuff. They have leaned in on supporting us in a million different ways. And for any listeners over the past 3 days, that if you have spent any time supporting us, it does not exist without you.
Right.
It does not exist. It's hard freaking work. The team that supports us right now, people are breaking this stuff down. Some of the names you never know these people,
right?
And it doesn't exist with those forklifts freaking flying all over behind us. And we love those.
Y'all
We
are
love
fast
those
with it,
crews.
too.
And so thank you guys, man.
Of course, always, Yancey. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for a very successful weekend, guys.
Shout out to Will Hicks, Jason.
Yes.
I don't know how many times Will Hicks got brought up, but Will, we love you, brother.
Yeah, more so today than because Jason's like Will's the guy, but I always give my love, of course, to Jason just because of friends in DFW. But
who else was helped behind the mic?
Yeah, Xander.
Xander, we love you, brother.
Yep,
Xander.
absolutely.
Xander
all the
kills
rabbits, all the freaking rabbits that had to rabbit DEKA mile.
Yes, yeah. Mike Garcia is definitely hurting after trying to follow Lauren Weeks from Friday.
If you're not a legit track athlete, you can't do that job.
Yeah.
Period.
It is a tough job for sure. So, well, fellas, thank you all so much for doing an interview.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yancey. Thank you, Dave.
Hey, thank you for the thing. I miss doing this with you, though. That's
I know.
The only downside,
Trust
man.
me. You got to have me on the podcast maybe soon.
100%,
So I would love to do an
100%.
interview with you guys. All right.
Take care.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. I think we'll pretty much sign off. Maybe no post-race interview with Team Underdog, but I think we've got plenty of interviews from them.
Goodness.
Man, plenty of coverage, plenty of talking. I'm glad I got to sit down with Dave and
I hear it
yeah,
now.
you see it now? Yeah, you eating Rice Krispies over there? I'm glad I got to talk down with Dave and Yancey to at least speak their case on everything as well too. Jason, what a fun event. What a fun time as always. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to all the people that maybe you didn't see. Dave, Yancey, Robin, Mark Jones, Mark Montano. Preston's not here, but still, you work for DEKA, so that was good. Jeff on the mic. Everybody that
Nelson
Nelson
Tyler.
Diaz, yes, thank you, Nelson. So many people on the DEKA side that were helping run this event. OCR Report, Xander, Mike Garcia, Noel Medea, Keaton Nelligan, Jason Dupree, Will Hicks, myself. It's good to show all the love that is trying to bring everything for you guys to make this sport better and the coverage for everyone at home. So, Jason, I think you should send us off, my friend.
Thank you so much, Luke.
Yes, absolutely, man. Always a pleasure.
It's been a blast. Thank you to the audience for watching and tuning in all weekend. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did because it was just a phenomenal weekend, just as we expected.
Yep,
Definitely
absolutely.
did not disappoint.
Not at all. Not at all.
We'll
All right.
see you again in 2025. We have yet to release our season schedule yet. We're still not entirely sure what it's going to look like. But we're looking forward to it. It's going to be another exciting year.
Sounds
Onwards
good.
and upwards.
Sounds good. Well, I'll be here whenever you're ready, bud. So, all right, guys, signing out.